from Studio A at 1 Biloxi Square in Fort Worth, Texas. Welcome in, everyone, to the Grandpa and Pappy Show as we kick off this Friday together. Hope everybody's doing well. And, of course, by now you know we have a new person sitting in the presidential chair.
Very eloquently put.
Yeah.
Amigo. Welcome
Yeah.
aboard, everybody.
And I want to start this program off by saying congratulations to the Democrats.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're paying attention to what this person sitting in the chair now at the Oval Office is doing, but he has, by executive order, has canceled the Alaska pipeline, which will affect thousands of people. Thousands of people. There's going to be a lot of families without an income coming in because he wants to become dependent on foreign oil again.
They're going to freeze in the dark over there, I guarantee
Yeah,
you.
and he also signed a executive order reversing President Trump's ban on how many Muslims and people from terrorist countries can come into our country. He has lifted that, among other things. So congratulations.
And also, he's put a hiatus on tourism, which doesn't make, that's kind of oxymoronic to me. You know, you're inviting all these moosies in, but you're not allowing foreign tourism to come in, you know?
Yeah, because of the COVID-19 restrictions.
I read that on Facebook, by the way.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
You know it's true.
But we do have a new president. And we ask a question of you, our viewers, now that he's out of office. How do you rate President Trump's time in office? We got some really good opinions.
I just hope they stay up on the page long enough for everybody to read.
You know, you and I were talking just before we hit the air to tape this morning about wondering what President Trump is going to do. He's not the kind of guy that'll just sit around.
No.
He's not.
No.
So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how the president reacts in the near future. Of course, there's all kinds of rumors floating around there that he's thinking about starting his own social network.
Yeah.
And he is also, the rumor going around that he is thinking about creating the Patriot Party. There's good points and bad points for that, Pappy.
Just as there is everything else, you know, that he touches. So,
Well, that's true.
but
That's true.
we shall soon see, I guess. I guess he buzzed his butt on back to Florida
He did.
to his little mini Trump tower.
He did that too.
400 zillion square foot house, and he's probably making a game plan as we speak.
Well, he's set up camp at his Mar-a-Lago hotel and
Mar-a-Lago
golf facility there in Florida.
Yeah.
So my best to President Trump, and thank you for what you did for this country. I appreciate it very, very much.
Salute.
But how do you rate President Trump's time in service, in office?
How do you rate it?
Excellent.
Yeah.
You know, there's things that about the man that drove me crazy. I'm not going to lie about it.
Me too. He should have shaved his head and grew a beard and wore a big earring, you know.
There are things that irritated me about President Trump, but I will tell you this. I think he's the greatest president we've had since Abraham Lincoln.
He's got more accomplishments
In 4 years.
in 4 years.
4 years.
That took everybody else how many hundreds of years to accomplish?
And they still haven't. You know, so
They still
that's
walk
what's
around
a
with
scary
their thumb
thing.
up their butt.
And now you got a new guy sitting in the Oval Office that is taking it all away. So I'm just...
I'm still holding on to the last thread of hope that it's not a done deal. I don't know. It's
well, I think it's too late for that.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Well, I read this morning where O'Connell is trying to wang a deal to where they're going to allow Trump extra time from his impeachment hearings to prepare for the case.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
but he's still not president.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
unconstitutional.
Well, yeah, they're wanting to lock him up. That's what they're wanting to do.
Well, they're wanting to make him to where he can't ever run again.
Yeah.
Because they're scared of him.
They better hope he don't share a cell with any of those dim turds.
No kidding.
That'll be
Biden
on.
may have his chance to go out behind the barn, and you may not like the result.
He'll be on his knees if he does.
Let's take a look at some of the
Okay.
opinions you guys sent in to us.
Yeah.
And as usual, Pappy, they rock.
They do.
They have come through again. How do you rate President Trump's time in office?
Okay.
T.J. Sanchez said he was the best president ever, even with all the resistance and distractions thrown at him every single day.
I don't know how the man did it.
I don't either. I would have been absolutely in a round room trying to find the corner.
You know, he's probably sitting back in his easy chair last night watching the Hallmark Channel or something and going, damn, what a trip. What a long, strange trip it's been.
Yeah.
Charles Henson said he was great, but if he doesn't clean the swamp in front of the whole world, I'll never vote for him or anyone else again. That's problematic right there, Charles. Brett Barker says he was awesome, and I want more of him.
Yeah, I do too. And Charles, I will say I respect your opinion, and we all wanted him to clean up the swamp, but he just did not have any help from his own party.
Well, the only thing I question, Charles, is if you don't vote, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You got to vote, brother. Hang tough.
Billy J. Morrison says President Trump is the only president to actually work on the promises he made on the campaign trail. He lowered taxes, made other countries pay their part to the United Nations, established a new trade agreement with Mexico and Canada, lowered the unemployment rate, brought companies back to the United States, and the stock market was at its highest that it's ever been. Regardless if you like the man personally, he delivered like no other.
Yeah, I don't know what this being day 3 of what's his name's sitting in the office. What was it you told me, Special K? The stock market's down 200 points.
Yeah, this morning again. Yeah. So there's going to be all kinds of things, and congratulations. How much?
200. Well, now it's 173.
Okay, down 173.
James O'Donnell said the swamp has been a swamp for a long time, and you can't change it in only 4 years, which is true. If you don't vote, you have zero right to complain. Charles Henson then replied to James saying, I've always voted. I've never once voted for Obama and voted twice for Trump, and I will no longer waste my time.
Well, I hate to hear that, Charles, because we do need your vote. And, I think one of the things I've heard that President Trump is going to try to do in the next 4 years while what's-his-name's in office is that he's going to be pushing all of these states for voter reform. And if he does that, that would be a major accomplishment.
Yeah.
Major accomplishment.
Yeah, if it came through.
Yeah.
Bob Baker said his presidency was great. His battle with the media annoying, but necessary to expose all the corruption in D.C., which I agree with. His lack of preparation for the election fraud we all knew was coming was his biggest mistake.
Yeah. And I think he realizes that.
Yeah.
And that was the reason one of those rumors came out that what the president may do in the near future.
Well, it probably has a lot to do with his exiting so peacefully too, so.
That's true. I mean, you and I, we both read varying things that said he was going to be declaring martial law and arresting a lot of people, but that never came about. So you never know what's true and what's not to, or what's not true.
I think he's implementing Plan B.
Well, it could be.
I hope.
Could be.
I hope.
Marsha Mason said the president had his faults, just like we all do, but the man performed for the American people, and that is what I will remember about him. Anyone who worked so hard and donated his salary to various causes the entire 4 years is someone special.
Yeah.
If his people don't share his vision to make America great again, he fired them or forced them to resign. I respect him for that.
It's only the right thing to do. Somebody not doing your job,
Yeah.
later you're,
You're
fired. Have a
Yeah.
good the rest of your life. Let's see here. Shoshana Henderson said he did the best he could against every opposition in his way. Very well said. He came at it like a businessman and not a politician. He kept the promises he made to the American people because for him it is America first. I wished he could have gotten 4 more years.
You know, Shoshana, I really agree with what what you just said about he went at it like a businessman. It's so shameful that we don't have more good businessmen in Congress. Look how fast they're appropriating our money for
Lord.
everything.
Oh, God.
They don't stop and think that we have to earn this money for them to spend. So I agree with you, Shoshana. I really wish we had a Congress full of business people that knew how to make the boat sit upright.
Float. Make that boat float.
Josh Thomas spurred a lively debate when he said, quite literally, the worst president of my lifetime, hands down. Quite possibly the worst in the last 150 years.
Yeah.
He got impeached twice, self-served, divided the country like never before in my lifetime, ignored all governmental norms, lied, abided, and encouraged seditionists, alienated our allies, allowed the assassination of our journalists, obstructed justice and the national discourse.
And you know what, Josh? I would like to see whatever in the hell page you're researching all this crap on. I really would. All due respect to your opinion, but I disagree.
Yeah.
I think you are too far on the wrong side. Matt Bannister then refuted Josh's statement by saying getting impeached twice isn't necessarily for something he did wrong. Self-serving? Well, you have to be a little more specific. Also, how is that different from any other politician and how that hurts you? Ignoring government norms is kind of the idea. After all, they do call it the swamp. Actually, our allies, as you call them, need to stand on their own 2 feet. Also, are you talking about the same allies that wrote the fake dossier to start the impeachment you started with? Or maybe the northern and southern allies that have made money hand over fist off the backs of Americans?
Bingo.
I bet that's what he's talking about. Did you know the number 1 export to Mexico is the U.S. dollar? Exactly how did he allow the assassination of our reporters? Obstructed what justice? You mean like when the Democrats stood in the way of prosecuting Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama for allowing Americans to die in Benghazi? Or have you conveniently forgotten that one, Josh? Or the emails she destroyed using
Bleach bit.
Bleach bit.
Never heard of that.
Is that kind of like pod tides?
It's kind of like delete.
Oh. I could go on for days. And yeah, Josh, he could, believe me. He is the second best president in my lifetime next to Ronald Reagan. Matt had a whole lot more response to Josh, but time constraints doesn't allow us to go on.
And I will say this, Josh, how can you say he led the assassination of journalists when there's no journalist out there with enough balls to stick up for what's right and what's not right? So,
What you got, K-Bird?
I don't get what he means by assassination of journalists. I don't recall any journalists being assassinated.
Overseas, I'm sure is what he's talking
character and stuff.
Sticking their nose up the wrong butt's what they did.
Yeah, yeah. Sean Paul Riggs said he's not done, and Lisa Seeley said he was great. I never got into politics until Trump. Well, there you go.
Robert Myers asked, how can you find continuous fault with a president who delivered so much to the American people?
Bingo.
Why was it so offensive to some people when they hear the phrase, make America great again? They say he divided the country and was racist. Barack Obama, the first black president in our history, had a chance to unite our country, but he only divided it further, which I agree with. I admire the man for his tireless work ethic, and I thank him for a job well done.
Very well said, Robert.
Yep.
Very, very well said.
Yeah, thanks for sending that in.
Holy mackerel. Man, you just stop and look at all the things he accomplished.
Yeah.
It just goes on and on and on.
Nobody wants to look at that.
Nobody wants to look at that. And I still don't understand. I'm kind of like Robert here.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is it that offends people so much by hearing the phrase "Make America Great Again"?
Well, they're
What
under,
is it?
They're under the influence. It's already great, Sheeples. It's because they read it on Facebook.
Because they were told about it in the media, basically.
Yeah,
So I just don't understand that. Why wouldn't you want to make America great again? At one time, we were the leading country in the world with everything: technology, science, math, everything.
Well, we still are, and therein lies the problem. I don't know why they're screwing with all that.
I know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's it.
Isn't that what we were taught?
Good advice.
Coming up.
Yeah.
Belinda Tatum said, and the next 4 years will be better. He's not going anywhere. Jim Krause said, if only that were true, but it sure looks like he's thrown in the towel. Yeah.
Yeah,
Belinda.
I've said it 100 times before. I'm gonna have to quit reading ahead. Nadia Shepherd told Belinda that it's stupidity on your part. It may take a while when you see the light. Follow the sheep. To which Belinda replied, and I can so see her doing this. Which Belinda replied with a one-finger salute.
Let's keep it civil. That's funny.
I've had a few of her one-finger salutes
Well, I'll
before.
bet you have. Stephen W. Harris said,
Lord.
boy, some of the Democrats responding on this side just don't get it. They can't see the crime and corruption in their own party for all of the hate they have for Trump. Well, I'm a Democrat, and even I am embarrassed with all of the stuff they're doing to Trump and to America, for that matter. At 52, I've always voted Democrat. But honestly, I think they've gone too far to the left to know what Americans really want. I must hand it to Trump. His rallies gathered thousands of people, and he actually seemed to care about them. I do feel sorry for the man. And that
Stephen,
coming from a Democrat.
that deserves a pine box full of by gods.
gods,
right there.
yes, sir.
Yeah, well said, brother. Thanks for sending that in. Harold Dixon said he did a great job.
Excuse me.
Susan Sorensen says he was an awesome president. The People First president and Leanne Williams Logan said he was the best president ever.
Susan, I agree with you. He was a people first president.
Hell yeah.
He cared about America and didn't hide that fact from anybody.
Yep.
Raymond Estridge said, whether you like it or not, history will judge Trump as one of the greatest presidents to ever sit in the White House. He accomplished over 90% of his promises to the American people, with the biggest regret at not being able to drain the swamp.
Yeah.
But face it, he didn't have the backing of those in his own political party. I'm proud of the job he did for this country, and shame on those who don't believe he did.
Well said, Raymond. Well
That's
said.
just kind of putting it in blunt text.
Kind of like the way it is. Huh? John Sawyer said he's the best president since Abraham Lincoln. Charles Busey simply said he was an amazing president. And Monica Hamilton Blutcher says he was an amazing, selfless patriot. Well done, Mr. President.
You know, I heard one of the commentators in the last couple of days, and they were talking about people just disliked President Trump's demeanor when he was dealing with the media.
No, he's an asshole, but that has nothing to do with his capabilities of doing his duties.
Here is their argument. Their argument is, why not? They are crucifying him at every turn.
Yep.
That he couldn't do anything right.
No, they won't be happy.
And he comes up with the phrase false media or the lion media, things like this. And he's absolutely right, because it's been proven over and over and over again. And when he tries to get the message out to the American people, they either edit it to make it sound like he didn't say that, or he was saying something completely different.
Well, they'll take just a snippet of the context and then,
Yeah. And it's like that 60
goody
Minutes interview that they did with the president. They made him sound like he was a fool and an antagonist, and it so infuriated the president. He released the whole thing. He had his own videographer there
Yeah.
that recorded the whole thing,
Yeah.
and he had that released.
Yeah.
But guess what?
That don't count.
It did not
That don't count.
stay up very long.
No. Just
And
like
I
that-
will say one of our programs that we recorded in the last week,
Last two.
has been taken off of Facebook because of the stuff that we're talking about and that you are talking about with us.
Yeah.
So here again, congratulations, Dims. This is coming from. Just wait. You're not going to be able to say anything, much less ask to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
There won't be any toilet paper there, first of all. So, anyway, Tom Coombs rated the president's performance at 34%, to which Brian Steiner and Marilyn J. Spring both said, nope, 100%.
Well said, kids. And by the way, Marilyn, good luck on your move to Beaumont.
Well, yeah.
Brian Emerton said 1,000%. A lot of people judge him from what the media says and lies about. The media will turn a good man into a monster no matter who you are. People are going to miss him, especially when all the Muslims start coming in and blowing stuff up. He did it his way, which is what his country needed.
That's exactly
Yep.
the point.
Yeah.
Way to go, Brian. Great post.
Yeah.
My sweet little niece from down in Emory, Texas, said Melanie Renee Sisk also rated him at 1,000%. It's a plus for me, she said, but I believe it's going to turn for the worst. My hope is failing, and I honestly hate to see Trump leave office. This is my personal belief, but to each their own. And little Mel,
Well said, baby girl.
keep the faith.
Yeah.
Keep the faith.
Yeah.
You got a couple of uncles that shoot very, very good.
That's right. Marcy Williams Hicks said he is not done, and Paula Cameron said he by far was great for this country.
And he really was.
Yeah.
Jimmy Spink said Trump gets a flat-out 10. I also believe our fair election process is a thing of the past.
Yeah.
And Tiffany O'Brien gave him a 10+, and Bobby Harley gave him an A+. So there you go.
A+. That's pretty stout.
I like that.
I do too. I always wanted to make those in school.
I don't think I ever made one except in PE.
Well, you can rearrange the lines from an F to an A.
Yeah, right.
if you don't mind your butt hurting for
Yeah.
a week after. Ed Meeks asked, how can you hate a president that delivered on his promises? Many politicians have flat out lied about what they're going to do if elected, only to forget them at the second inauguration ball of the night.
Bingo.
That's
Bingo.
That is hitting a nail on the head.
Woo.
It was refreshing to see a man stand up for the beliefs of his and the American peoples for a change. This is how I'll remember Donald J. Trump in the future. If he ever runs again, I will vote for him again. But wait, the Democrats are trying to keep that from ever happening again.
I want to put something straight.
That is well to the point.
Boy, that puts it right on the morning,
Damn sure
on the
does.
money.
Yeah.
I want to put something straight. They keep saying he was impeached twice.
No.
He was never impeached. He was only impeached in the House of Representatives the first time. The Senate rejected it, so it was not a full impeachment.
Yep.
They've done it a second time in less than a week, about 2 days, maybe 3, and did it illegally without any representation from a lawyer from President Trump's side and no witnesses.
Yeah.
So they ramrodded that through, and they're trying to get the Senate to go ahead and try President Trump and impeach him again.
Well, they want him in
Let
jail.
me tell you something. Listening to all of these law experts, they don't have a leg to stand on. It's not constitutional. He's not a sitting president anymore.
You better
So
have
you
a better
can't-
attorney than old
you
Don
can't-
does.
You can't go through with an impeachment if it's unconstitutional and if the man is not even holding office again. Why?
You cannot impeach a citizen of the United
Holy
States.
crap. These people, what they come up with, their hatred is just absolutely amazing.
Well, they're making rules at the spur of the moment,
Oh, yeah.
And and what is it Biden talk about? He takes a Hippocratic oath to defend the Constitution. So help me God.
Yeah.
Boy, I bet you sitting closer to the fire than I am when I go.
I had something really smart to say on that, but I'm not going to.
He'll probably be the one that's sitting up on the throne with the big horns, when I get down there. So,
And finally, Paula Waters said, honestly, I believe he was one of our greatest presidents.
yeah.
It was so nice to see someone take on the mainstream media and call them what they are, liars.
Yeah.
He didn't care who he offended, but he sure made the American people see for themselves what the media was doing. I loved his farewell speech to America, and it made me so proud to be an American. He stood for everything that was good, our military, our police officers, and the frontline responders.
Yep.
I will remember him for being a great American who took his oath of office very seriously. I doubt Biden will even remember the oath this morning.
He didn't remember it on the trip to the damn White House. What are you talking about?
I still love that. I still love that thing we saw on Facebook. Hey, let's be honest here. They're not putting all them fences around to keep people out. They're putting it around to keep Biden in.
Keep him from wandering off. Yeah. Oh, Lord.
Holy mackerel.
Yep.
Let's take a look.
Shape of things to come.
Ain't it so? Let's take a look at some of the viewer comments we got in from you guys.
All right.
We're still getting feedback on our YouTube channel about our show in Texas seceding from the Union. Seiko asked, haven't you guys heard that the Constitution, rights, and freedom is an antiquated idea, according to Biden and all the liberal Democrats? I've heard it being said, yes. I sure have.
It is, but are we going to allow that idea to form and surpass our morals and ethics?
Yeah, well, they're going to the Green New Deal now, so that's going to affect a lot of people. Get ready for high gas prices again, folks. It's coming.
Man, and I drive old Big Black Betty.
Ooh, Lord.
Glad I topped her off last week.
I would hate to fill up your gas tank.
Well, I guess that strikes my next question. Richard Feldman also commented on secession by how would they stop us without destroying the entire Union? It is not like Texas doesn't have an industrial base that makes it the 11th most powerful country on its own. Oh, you doubters need to pay attention to this. They say California is 6, but Texas is so much more
Than California.
than California.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got half the
Richard, I
damn.
agree.
You got half the damn West Coast people moving here. I wish Grandpa would stand up and show you the back of his shirt, but I'm afraid we get barred on YouTube.
I'll turn around. Hold
Do
on.
that, yeah.
Hold on.
Drum-
Hold on. Let me get
Drum solo. Let me give you a drum solo there. Yeah, spin your ass around. That's
How's
what.
that?
Let me move this out of the way.
No,
real-
California. Oops.
Boom. You're gonna have to call it. We're gonna have to hire a new technician.
I'll figure this out.
No,
Damn.
mine didn't follow. Damn.
Try.
Well, let's put it this way. You finish out the show, and I'll
Okay.
fix the microphone.
How about Dolly said, "What the hell?"
What's going on?
Sorry about that, amigo.
Just take it out and hold it.
ahead.
Richard Feldman also commented on secession by how they would stop us without destroying it. I've already read that, hadn't I? Let me jump to the next one. Why don't we have the technical crew at work over here? James Rossar shown the president if he should attend the inauguration. He said just saw your show, but I already heard he was not. Why should he? With all the BS he put up with for 4 years by not attending, it was his way of shooting them the finger and saying F off.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, Lordy.
I love that.
And finally, excuse us, we're under construction here. Finally, Michael Sanders wrote on Instagram asking us how to do a show on all the things that Biden is killing with presidential executive orders. Doesn't he know he's going to put us back in the same place economically as Obama did? Damn, when does it end? I promise I'll never touch your mic again. while we're on the air anyway. But we appreciate all your comments.
No more demonstrations, okay?
Good.
No more demonstrations, Pappy.
I still like your T-shirt though.
Yeah. Don't California my Texas. Incidentally, the people we ordered this T-shirt from, they have been banned from Facebook.
They have.
They have. They can no longer sell their products on Facebook.
And I so hope that increased their business. Tri-Mode.
The company is Printed Kicks, and they are a conservative company that sells conservative items like 1776. Anyway, they did send out a text asking, they did create a new Facebook page for them to advertise on for people to go and like. So if you've ordered anything from Printed Kicks, go like their page again.
Printed what?
Printed Kicks.
Oh, Ticks. Okay.
Kicks.
PK. Kicks. Like kicks a ball.
Oh, Kicks ball. Okay.
Nice little plug for them.
Well, now that our technical problem has been solved,
And we are looking for sponsor there, Printed
Yeah.
Ticks or wherever you are.
we hope you will send us your comments and your suggestions, and there's easy ways to do it other than knocking my microphone off.
I
You
got
can
tired of
send it to
listening
our
to you.
Gmail account at grandpaandpappy@gmail.com,
That's certainly one way of doing it, amigo.
or
you can hit us up directly on our show page, which I don't know how long that's going to be up. At www.grandpa, the letter npappy.com. That's www.grandpaandpappy.com, where you'll see that big red button right there. Just push it, devise a easy to remember password, and subscribe. We love subscriptions.
and we're getting lots more comments on our YouTube channel too, so we thank
are.
you very much for that. Or you can go onto our Facebook group page and take a look at some of the opinions that will be making our show in its entirety, unedited, I should say. So that should be a lot of fun too.
And also, amigo, it's official. We are on MeWe, and we'd love to see you. Love to hear your comments on MeWe. I mean,
Yes, we would.
well, we have an agenda too, by the way.
Yes, we do. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun today. We hope you guys have a great weekend.
Oh yeah.
Please take care of yourself. Keep your
And one
ears
another,
open.
yeah.
Keep your ears open and learn
Yeah.
what is going on in our great country here,
Yeah.
and how we're going to be able to save our great country.
Oh boy.
Anyway, we always end every show by telling you to hug your kids and let them know you love them.
Let them know we love them right here at the Grandpa and Pappy Show too, by God.
Absolutely. So until we see you
Love them
Monday with
babies.
another show, hopefully this one won't be removed. Till we see you Monday, have a great weekend. Take care of each other. God bless you, and God bless America.
Have a good and love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Later.